Howdy, y'all. I'm here to do the new moon reading in Cancer. So if you are watching this, pick A or B, whatever you feel called to, whatever you're drawn to. Don't think too hard about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do tarot first. All right, so it's a new moon. New moon is for new beginnings. And this new moon is in Cancer, which is a water sign, which is also the sign of the crab. So this new moon is asking us to really look at our own needs and ask ourselves what would make us happy, because a lot of the time, most of us, we're constantly, pouring into other people, but this new moon is asking us to pour into ourselves. So ask yourself, what is that would make your cup full, essentially. All right. The energy today is just so profoundly beautiful. I feel like I just rode like a really awesome roller coaster. That's what the energy of today is. All right, so if you chose A, you got the Chariot. And I feel like basically if you chose A's, like you're on the go, like you are headed in the direction that you're headed, and it's saying like keep going because things are going to speed up, even if it doesn't appear to be. So I'd like to choose now to break out this analogy of, so I watched this movie last night called Cop Shop. It's on Netflix if anybody's seen it. It was like really slow in the beginning, and I was like, I don't think I like this movie very much. It's not bad, but I was like, but it's not great. But then when, by the end of it, I was like, holy fuck, that was such a good movie. Not just one thumbs up, you're getting two, right? I feel like, like things picked up pace, even though it was kind of lull at the beginning. So I feel like this is like that kind of energy. Like you're moving, things are happening, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. Keep your head in the game, keep your focus forward, because things will speed up soon if you chose A's. I do, however, see a block here. Yeah, so I feel like it's just, so like you got the Five of Wands, and you also got the King of Swords, and I feel like the Five of Wands is the block. The block is outside noise, things that are out of your control, things that are taking your attention that don't need to be. Like for example, if you are, stepping forward on a new path, say you have started something new that lights you up, that fills your cup up, right? Because that's what we're doing in the new moon in Cancer here. We're filling our own cups instead of everybody else's for once in our goddamn lives. Or for once in a year, whatever. But say like there's family chirping drama, or there's drama at work, or there's some sort of, like the paperwork that you're trying to get out there is just taking forever, or you keep getting setbacks, like whatever it is, that is the outside noise. Those are the things that are being thrown at you to like throw you off your path. I feel like there's a lot of discernment, that needs to be you know, called in for yourself to not let those things sway you in every direction, right? So I like the fact that this is on a bike, right? You don't want to fall off the bike. You want to stay on the bike. But if you let the outside shit get to you, you're going to fall off the bike. And I feel like that's why the King of Swords is coming in, because it's almost like stay focused on your goals, right? So swords is the mind. And I'm feeling like very like stay focused. I feel like, you know, and it's the king, right? So it's the master of that, that concept, that part of the deck. So the King of the Swords is the master of the swords. So I feel like it's like a reality check, or like, just like, I feel like it's like, I don't know if it's going to be something specific. Like, I'm feeling like for some of you, it's going to be like a literal thing that's going to be like, the fuck are you doing? Get back on the bike, right? And then for others, I feel like it's all a mental game. Like, yo, what am I doing? I got to get back on the bike, right? That's what I'm feeling here for A's. Let me pull a couple more. So you got the Eight of Wands. And then, of course, Temperance. Everything is a balance, you know? I like when Temperance comes out because it reminds me, you know, that about, because sometimes I forget, you know, when I'm in my own head, so that's why I'm using it as an example. That all things are a balance, a push or pull, a yin or yang, dark or light. So whatever you put out there, you know, things have to collectively balance out, right? So I feel like, but it's, there's the water, right? So I'm paying attention a lot to that. So I feel like it's like, the mental game and the physical game, I feel like, is the balance issue here. So this is like a reminder to kind of steady your bike, essentially. Because the Eight of Wands came out to kind of, I feel like it's reminding you of all the effort that you've put forward into this on those times that you forget, or when that noise comes out, right? It's like, remember everything that you did to get here. Because a lot of the times, you know, a lot of us will want to give up, right? Or be like, throw in the towel, or like, I'm not getting anywhere. But if we really pay attention and we really look at how we got to where we are and look at the big picture, it's all those tiny steps moving in that direction, not just one swoop. And that is life. That is the key. So that's what it's reminding you, is that it's not just going to flip overnight. It's not just going to, you know, work out exactly the way that you want it to be. It's all these conscious movements that you're making on the day to day that is pointing you in the direction, right? So I feel like it's the balance between what you're doing and what you're thinking. I feel like this is like a manifestation issue almost, like, because you can be making all the steps, but if your brain is saying that you're not getting anywhere, that's what's going to show up in your everyday lived life, right? So I feel like this is a reminder of that, to be consciously aware of your own thoughts, of your own attitude, essentially. Like, Are you walking this path, you know, thinking, I'm going to learn something from this. I'm going to look back and, you know, grow from this. Or even if this thing doesn't last forever or work out the way that I want it to, it still brought me joy at the time that it did, right? So all of these kind of mental concepts, like, those are the things that ricochet you, you know, ricochet you in the right direction, as opposed to if you're like, well, I've done this and I've done this and I've done that, but I ain't getting nowhere, you know, or why would I deserve that? Or, you know what I mean? So I feel like for A's, it's, like I said in the beginning of this, like, things are happening behind the scenes. You're headed in the right direction. Shit's happening behind the scenes. It's like putting the seed in the soil. It's growing roots before it breaks the surface. So right now it's growing roots. You can't see it, but you are thinking that it's not going to break the surface, right? So I feel like it's a balance between, you know, like, don't pay so much attention to where you are. Pay attention to where you're going, right? If you look down, I'm going to use the bike analogy again. If you look down while you're riding the bike, you're going to fall off because you don't, or you're going to run into something because you don't know where you're going. You have to look straight ahead. So I feel like that's it. Like, stop staring at the present moment where you don't have the thing, you know? Look into the future, or look ahead, you know, to it, like, envisioning yourself with that thing. You know what I mean? Is what I'm feeling a lot for A's. Oh, sorry. My back is killing me. Okay. Now I'm going to pull in herbal astrology for you. For A's. I'm hearing loudly with this card, remember who you are. So it's rosemary. Rosemary is really good for memory. And it's ancient memory. And something that I'm wondering, I know it's for me, but I'm going to put it out there to anybody else who it might also resonate with. 7 in the first card has been screaming out to me, and now 3 of rosemary. So ancient memory is, this is like screaming in my ear right now. You know, remember who you are. Because you hold the power. That came through too. And I feel like that's like, you hold the power to, you know, I feel like for A's, like, this goes deeper than just the physical reality. I feel like this is a whole entire, like, awakening mindset. Like, a huge shift is going to happen where things are going to click, like clarity, and things are going to start making more sense, is what I'm sensing for A's here. And I think it really goes back to tapping into your inner knowledge, or your inner wisdom, or your ancestral knowledge and wisdom, whatever it is. Like, your soul knows who you are. This applies to everybody. Some of us, you know, are conscious to it, and then, you know, to our soul and the connection that we all have. And some of us don't. And I feel like this is this reminder, you know, sometimes we forget, even if we are in that headspace a lot of the time. Life still happens. I feel like this is saying, like, remember who you are. That's just what keeps happening. So if you chose A, you know, remember who you are. What fills your cup. All right, let's move on to B's. For B's, you got the Three of Cups. For some reason, I feel like this is right now like a collaboration, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the word collaboration. But then you got the Ten of Wands. I feel like the Ten of Wands is like kind of like where you're at. You're standing at like a threshold almost. Like something is coming to completion. Like you're right before the next step. I'm trying to figure out how to put this exactly, but I keep seeing like collaboration is key. So 10 is like completion. So some cycle of some sort, you know, is coming to an end. But if you chose B, like, I'm not seeing it as like, I'm not seeing like the downfall of like a relationship or anything like that, or like human connection of any sort. It feels like a structural thing, like just something that isn't working. And it could be as small as like the way you do things. I'm not quite sure. But something is coming to full completion before the next step. And the next step requires collaboration. But I don't see it as being forced. I see it as like just happening and then being like, oh my God, how did I get here? You know, like almost like you know what's missing from your life. So you're calling it forward. And then you think you're going to see it one way, but it appears a different way to the point where you don't notice it for a minute. And then you're like, oh my God, I got the thing and I didn't even realize it, you know? And it like, almost like, it's going to come in unexpectedly, but like in a way that's like more better than what you expected. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling here. And then you got Seven of Cups. I see that as inspiration, ideas, you know, opportunities, things coming forward. Like, I feel like one day you're like, I feel like right now the energy of Bees is you guys are kind of like barely holding the line is what I'm feeling for Bees. Like, you are holding it together, but you're almost at your breaking point, and you're like, I feel like you're on the edge of like something's got to give, right? And then this collaboration comes through. That's all I keep hearing is collaboration. I keep seeing, you know, like the cheering of it. I'm seeing like the three people like connected, they're together, they're celebrating them. I feel like it's a strong bond that's coming in, you know, that's going to bring you forward, to all these new ideas. Almost like I'm seeing like, so if you have your ideas and let's say, because it has three, so we'll go three, you start collaborating with, you know, these two people who also have their own ideas. I feel like all three of those people, I sound crazy right now, all three of those people, their brain ideas make a baby idea, right? I feel like all these, like, so many things are going to be coming forward and you have to choose which one you want to do, but they're all going to make your chest tight in a good way. Let me pull a couple more. Oh yeah. You got Six of Wands and the Sun. there's gonna be something to celebrate. Like, I keep seeing, like, not alone, right? I keep seeing it as a together thing, you know? And really making, you know, like, making it work, doing whatever it is that you're doing, that you're trying to birth into, you know, into existence, or whatever it is. Like, I'm seeing this as, like, teamwork and things happening and things coming out better than you ever could have imagined, is what I'm seeing for bees. But it starts with allowing that cycle to end, because you have the Sun card, which is the fuck yes card, you know? It's like the you know, is this gonna work out? Yes, you know, like, yes, the sun is out. All right, let me pull an herbal astrology. Damn it. Come on. Okay. Funny. You got, so I'm seeing this theme of numbers occurring, coming to my attention during this reading, and then, like, coming full circle with the oracle cards, right? So in the last one it was 7 and 3, but for you bees, it's 10. If you look, it's the number 10. And remember, the 10 of Wands, we harped on that card for a while. So mugwort. Mugwort is something that you can use as, like, incense. You can smoke it. You can, you know, use it as a tea. It's kind of like, have you ever seen, like a dust bunny, but, like, with, like, some other stuff in it? Like, that's what that looks like. It's, like, fluffy almost. It's, like, weird, mugwort, but has, like, such profound psychic healing. I certainly suggest utilizing it, the herb, as you could, right? But, you know, in any of those senses, or you could just call it in whatever, you know, works for you. But it's a great herb to work with. You know, keeps them under your pillow. They helps with you know, astral travel and all that stuff. So, yeah. And this owl keeps staring at me, like, wisdom, inner wisdom. Like, this whole thing for you bees, I feel like is going to be very healing. I feel like you either are or are going to go through a lot of healing. And when you reach here is when you can sit back and look at the bigger picture and see that. Like, I feel like you're going to be like, damn, I've come this far, right? I feel like is for you bees. So that's the reading for the new moon in Cancer. Don't forget to fill your cup first. And I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Oh, I did want to point out one thing. I did make a little post on it. So the Freya Temple Psychic Healing went so amazing, and I'm just, like, still riding that high. But I have another one. I'm thinking about doing one monthly. So the next one is Beyond the Mirror, which is a a hypnotic journey to meet your higher self, or connect with your higher self, if you've already obviously met them, which a lot of us have, even if we don't remember. And I'm just so excited for that, because that one's gonna be like so deep, and yeah. So only 4 spots available for that, to keep the, you know, intimacy of the event as it is. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Have a good evening.